these results have kind of been building up, but Toon Link has been a very slow cooking character, so also his game plan is kind of slow cooking. You need a lot of bomb setups for things to work out, and Chag is about to play Min Min, a character who can reflect those bombs, so I'm curious to see how Aang is going to pull off against this.
I 100% agree, and we will be finally seeing the Min Min come out from Chag, seeing a lot of the Palutena as of recent, but Chag will be pulling out that noodle-armed misses as Aang, though, putting him in the corner and not letting him breathe, as Chag is off stage right now, getting the B-reverse boomerang into an up smash, trying to get something, but a Nair dash tech is now going to put Aang in the one in the corner.
One thing I love about Aang is that knowing that there's a reflector in play, a lot of his setups involve dropping the bomb, like a Z-drop, right as he himself is landing. So he is going to drop the bomb, have the extra hitbox, and then start out a combo with that hit. Unfortunately though, the edge guard seems to be where it's going to get very nightmarish for him, as he is not able to get back on stage ever since Chag first put him outside. And unfortunately, too, he does not seem to find the confirms to get that first stock either. Min Min will usually keep you at bay. It's going to be very close to get nearby. Whenever Aang does get through, he will definitely find some solid confirms, though. And here you go. It's going to be a neutral off stage. Generally, Toon Link known for his forwarder. That's a pretty strong move. But neutraler here, I think that is patented by Aang.
And I think both of these players, both of these characters, are just looking for an edge guard. All of the Links and Min Min are not known for their great recovering capabilities, and especially since Aang does not have a jump right now, is going to be in a bad situation, but finds a way back. Chag gets the grab at ledge, though, trying to get these Ram forward airs off, but getting a bomb is Aang, and is allowing himself to make it back to neutral.
And I'm super afraid of whenever the Megawatt comes through as well. This time, though, it's not going to be there, and still Chag gets the stock. But still, if we do see a Megawatt, I think that's also going to be a foil for many of those bombs, as it will cover a big distance around Min Min, and it should land or trigger the explosion real soon. And also, it might even hit Aang with some extra percentage if he's close enough to the bomb. So I am eager to see those exchanges. Ram, though, seems to be more so a very fast get-off-me tool, and maybe sometimes an approach option to force Aang back a little bit. He's not throwing as many bombs because the Ram is here and because of how fast it is. But he does eventually walk in. He's going to try to set up for another edge guard. Can't seem to get it, though. And there's Aang with the up B. Is that going to kill? No, that never kills.
Barely not going to find that stock yet. That center stage is not what you want to see for kill options, but an F-tilt at the ledge is what you want to see. Aang, though, getting his jump stolen once again, finds that bomb explosion, jump is gone again, and gets hit by the Ram, and that is going to be your stock. And Chag taking game one.
Aang tried his hardest till the very end, but yes, Min Min is proving to be a different beast. Like I said, though, Chag has been playing Min Min for quite some time now, and if he weren't playing Min Min, he would be going back to Palutena, a character that also has a reflector, but does need to box hand-to-hand a lot more. So just keeping Toon Link at bay is already saving you from a ton of those bomb setups, and you already know Toon Link is equivalent with those. Bomb setups are the name of the game for this tiny character, and he needs to be up close. Not that he cannot throw the bomb, but again, it's all about mitigating that risk of having it reflected to you. And Chag seems to be doing wonders so far, just keeping that Ram at bay. No Megawatt, by the way. Like, I was kind of eager to see some Megawatt play, and so far it has not come through, but he doesn't need it.
I feel as if in these zoner matchups, that Ram is actually very, very good at walling out these projectiles, especially for projectiles such as Toon Link's, who has just these weaker projectiles. That Ram is such a massive hitbox, and it just covers a massive wall that it really does not matter what projectile that Aang throws out, that Ram will be beating him out.
And unfortunately for Aang, he seems to be fighting for his life off stage a lot more than he usually does. He does have a bomb with him. This should give him an extra chance at recovery, but no, the bomb, right when he needed it most, gets lost. And look at this, it's going so fast. It's only been a minute, and already Chag has taken 2 of his stocks away. And it seems to be getting better for him as he also manages to get back on stage. And whenever he does get hit, he usually travels quite far. Like, he recognizes when to DI out and reset neutral as such. I mean, Min loves to be at that range.
I agree. Chag's positioning has been really well. His situational awareness of, I do not want to be in this situation, and I don't want to be in the corner against Toon Link. I don't want to be in his face, or his ability to put himself in the right position has been very good right now. And Aang's ability to find himself in a terrible position has been not fun to watch, but an up B, reverse up B will take the first stock for Aang.
Right at the edge too, and the final hit does throw Chag on the right angle, so this time it works out. But yeah, that's just going to set you up for a bit of a more complicated position, as you still need to build up that percent. And it's this early percent where Aang struggled the most. Gets Chag to 50, but that doesn't really put Chag in too much of a danger zone. Still, if you're not landing the neutral airs and the forward airs, I don't see much of a chance for Aang to pull off the win. There's a Megawatt though, and he is looking for that finishing hit. He knows the Megawatt will close it out, but also the least reaching arm so far. The Dragon Breath does not quite do it, but the second hit will. And Chag is one game away from top 8.
Looking dominant right now as Aang is reeling, is not feeling too great. I'm watching this Toon Link, and I feel as if Aang is letting his jump rip way too often. He has been off stage almost the entire time, and he's been jumping in that mid range, in that level in which Ram just covers the entire thing. I feel as if going low, or maybe conserving your jump might be the option here, but obviously Aang is the more proficient player, knows better, but it has been costing him a couple stocks here and there.
What I do love from Chag is that he's playing a bit of a faster Min game, but this time though, Aang seems to have adapted ever so slightly. I'm not sure about that arrow, but he does seem to adapt to Chag's pacing game, and as you can see, there's a lot more eagerness to go for the Zair, for instance, and go for grabs of his own. He does make it back into stage, and I think that's the biggest problem here for Aang, to make it back on stage whenever he is out of there. Chag, though, if he does put Aang out of the stage, he gets so much percentage out of those exchanges, and you keep seeing Aang struggle. He can't seem to keep Chag at bay. He is out of the stage, but no reason for him not to put on some damage either way.
The area in which Min is least comfortable is off stage, and it seems as if Aang is not capitalizing off of that to the best of his ability. It feels as if Chag has been making it back to stage for free. Aang has been just doing the same timings of his edge guards, same timing of his bombs, and it hasn't been the best that he could be doing to take these stocks in the situation that Min is the least comfortable. But a good boomerang into up air will take that first stock for Aang.
Oh, well, for as much discomfort as Chag might have, thankfully he does not ever put himself at a deficit. He did lose a stock, but look at the percents. Only now does he get hit, and he is already back in the lead, at least for a second. And that's what I love about Chag. I mean, he's so fast to go back to the driver's seat. He generally is, and whenever he is truly struggling, you can see it in his, not only the button presses, but also physically. Like, I love to see the player cams a lot, because they tell you a different story from what you're seeing on the gameplay usually, and Chag might show a few signs of getting tilted, but for the most part, again, he is on the driver's seat. This time, though, the percent speaks for itself. Aang might be able to find a setup or two to take this stock early.
Definitely feeling more comfortable for Aang. He is finding those walls, finding those traps that Toon Link is so proficient at doing, and Aang is definitely playing with a bit more of a comfort that one of a character lesser known like Toon Link would play that with. Many of those players of characters that are not as played just have this exude this aura of gameplay that is just confidence. They know their character inside and out, and Aang maybe showing a bit of a chink in the armor there as an up tilt not safe on Chag's shield. Up smash going to take it, but an up smash coming out from Aang own will take a stock and put us to 1 apiece.
Now here's what's funny. The Ram is kind of working like a boomerang in itself, so it might hit the bomb on its way back. It might hit Toon on its way back too. And Aang seems to be struggling a lot against that one arm. Like, the Megawatt is now gone, and look at how much the Ram is doing. I feel like Chag has been playing much better whenever the Ram is out and about. Now, unfortunately here, Aang loses the bomb control too. Oh! It explodes in Chag's arms, actually. Never mind that, but still, like you said, a lot of these rhythms that Aang is going for with the bombs, they have been read, Chag knows them, and he has found a way to play around them too. And look at that, shielding that bomb, forcing Aang out of there because he doesn't want to hit explosion himself. Down air, yes sir! This is going to put Aang back in the air. Up strong, oh goodness gracious, so close for that up smash to hit, but that's going to do it! It's finally a confirm of bomb into forward air. The first in a while. I mean, that was kind of the quintessential setup for Toon for the longest time, and Aang has not been hitting those.
Finally, through the fire and flames hits through the Megawatt hitbox. Aang gets that, that bomb forward air that is so key to Toon Link's game plan. I am not sure about this. I am not sure why Aang would leave Smashville open. This is a stage that Min-Mins love to go to. Your arms are covering the entire stage, and that is just an impressive force that you do not want to deal with.
I mean, it is going to be a complicated matchup, especially below that platform, the house. It is almost a bit of a house. You know, the platform's already being a bit of a trap in Ultimate. You don't even really want to be on top of them. But Chag seems to be struggling a lot to get back on stage this time. I mean, for what it's worth, if Aang plays on the edge of that little house, he does have a Zero of his own. It's kind of like the pseudo arm that Min can throw out. So I do think that he's a little bit more evenly matched in that sense. He can stop Chag's approaches a lot of the time. And Chag won't always play on that edge either. But he does manage to put Aang back on that dangerous situation, but never hitting that arm on time. Man, a heartbreaking situation there. Chag could have definitely capitalized a lot more. Like I said, if Min struggles off stage, Toon Link can get back, but I don't usually see Aang being that comfortable. Chag can also capitalize a lot more whenever Aang's off stage.
Offstage situations have been definitely going in the favor of Chag, as we're seeing right there. 1 Megawatt forward air is going to take that stock at 100%, and Aang now is going to have to answer back. Up smash, a bit of a committal option, trying to go for that back throw. F smash is Chag, not going to connect just yet, but a back throw coming out from Aang's own, taking the stock and evening it up. Going to be trying to be seeing these setups come from Aang. Both hits of Nair are going to connect right there, do some decent damage, but that dash attack is not going to be safe. Chag going to capitalize off of this punish. Or they're trying to go for a grab, and that's going to be a whiff, and Aang is going to be capitalizing off of that.
Aang's still stuck on the edge though. Whenever he does drop his shield, it usually does not result in a parry. It's just another hit that he is taking. So generally, his shield keeps getting punished, and he himself cannot escape the situation. There's another bomb fair, though. Ooh, not quite going to find the stock. And like you said, these patterns of the bombs on the edge guards, like how many times has Aang gone for the same Z drop, and it never hits, it never hits Chag, and in return, Chag goes back on stage, and he flips things around on him. So it seems very complicated for Aang to get those edge guards going. And look at Chag's percentage, 156? That Min is long overdue to lose her stock.
Is looking to not allow that to happen right now, as he's continuing to use these neutral airs, use these forward tilts to wall out Aang, but a grab on the landing is going to put us back to even stocks, and a bomb into up smash put up the percent, and a down tilt up smash combo of his own into the up B. Aang now has Chag off stage. Will we finally be seeing a ledge trap? No, Chag double roll to the center. Aang covering that every day of the week. Ooh, but gets a grab is Chag, and that is going to be a powered up Dragon Arm. That is a scary situation. Down air, swatting away Aang, and keeping him out is Chag's game plan right now, as the only thing Toon can do is swing with his sword, and a boomerang into forward air, going to put Chag off stage in an awkward situation. Good swat away with the Ram F smash, but a missed tech in the down smash. Not going to take the stock for Aang, but Aang is now in a great situation. The arrow.
Oh, the arrow!
Typing, just barely not going to kill though, but the up B out of shield will be bringing us to a game 5.
Yes, sir. The 5th game. And whoever wins this is in top 8. The other is out of it in 9th place. And look at the crowd. You can barely make out the crowd there next to Chag's shoulder. That footage, I believe, is from the Spanish side of things. But still, shout-outs to the crowd in the venue. They are rooting for their boy, Anguiano. Whenever you go to a Mexican national or major and Aang is present, you will definitely hear the crowd saying, Anguiano! Anguiano! That's his last name, and that's where his nick comes from too. Like Aang, the first 3 letters. Still, shoutouts to Aang, shoutouts to the SK gang too. They're helping organize this whole thing. And here you go. Game 5, a very tense one at that. If Chag loses here, it would definitely be another performance, but you know what? Aang is no slouch. We have seen him adapt, and it's Palutena this time that he's playing against.
Chag not wanting to get reverse 3-0'd by Aang right here is going to be pulling out the Palutena. The Min was not working. Aang had something figured out, and Chag wants to maybe mix up the mental on the side of Aang and get something going with this Palutena.
Oh no, that is going to be a counter. I thought it could have been a spike, but instead it's just a counter hit and does tech it. But there you go, Chag feeling a lot more in his elements. I don't know. I feel like Aang is going to have to readapt, whereas Chag kind of got the read on him this whole time with no character switch from Aang. And honestly, I don't know if Aang plays any other character. I've always seen him go Toon Link, not even a secondary for fun or anything, just a Tink.
A lot of these players who play these lesser known characters are solo mains at heart and will do or die for their characters, and Aang is seeming to be doing it right now with a bomb up air and evening up the stocks. However, you did take 50%. Could be disastrous, but a one situation countering on the landing. Chag calling out the aggressive option from Aang, not allowing him to continue those strings.
So there's a use of Zera again. Much like I said before on Smashville, that Zera actually did give him quite a bit of mileage, as it was the Zudo arm from Min that he was playing against. Chag, that is. But Aang, I do think he has been keeping Chag at bay a lot thanks to that Zera alone. And then, of course, Chag trying to avoid all of those bomb setups. What I have not seen, though, is Aang going for a grab when he sees the bomb bouncing off of Chag's shield. He does avoid the up air, too, and this gives him an extra chance of life. Goodness, he was so close to eating another one of those, but Chag does have stage control.
Gets an air dodge to ledge. Aang at the ledge situation gets grabbed. Ooh, almost the ping pong from forward throw to the explosive flame, but Aang makes his way back to stage. And the dash attack coming out from Chag, putting Aang above Palutena once again, which is a scary situation. Has to go to ledge and gets dash attack on the neutral. Get up for your troubles. Ooh, looking for the boomerang forward air, not going to connect just yet. Trying for a read is Aang, but Chag is going to be finding these combo starters. Backers are coming out. The Z drop neutral air, though. The reverse of it into the up B. Aang finding something, but just barely, not killing at 140%. That aerial up B, not the strongest of kill moves.
Every foreign warrior is generally met with this kind of trial. You're facing off against somebody from the Mexico City metro area. Are you a closer or are you a choker? And Aang, oh my goodness, barely not getting pushed by that windbox from Palutena's forward smash. Either way, it was a very scary situation. It was either the headbox or the windbox. Aang is still alive. He is on the stage, but he does not have an easy way to take care of Chag on his recovery attempts. Chag is so high in percentage, but still alive. The back throw will do it, and we're into the final stock for Aang and Chag. Whoever loses this is out of the tournament.
This is a scary situation. Both players' tournament lives on the line right now. 110% on the side of Aang, and Chag sitting at a fresh stock right now. But Aang is on a course to do a reverse 3-0, so Chag might be feeling it a little bit in his mental, and Aang is looking for that upset factor right now, which only adds to the mental anguish as getting an F-tilt in puts Chag in the corner, throwing out these aerial hitboxes. Aang putting Chag in this ledge trapping, corner trapping situation, getting a lot of these tether cancels, showing off a little bit of his movement in this game 5, but a back air going to poke through the shield and bring Chag into top 8.
That's gonna do it, everybody. Aang worked so hard for it, and unfortunately, he does not have it to finish things out. But I think a lot of the problems came down to when he was throwing the bomb and when he was Z-dropping. There were a few exchanges here where Chag found an opening in which Aang dropped the bomb, and Chag was like, hey, I don't need to shield this anymore. I can just dash attack. And he found the beginning of some combos with that dash attack, eventually putting him off stage, getting a lot of percentage. And when he started to play the edge guard, that's when I saw Chag really going all the way. Eventually, Aang found himself back on stage, but not before taking a lot of percent in the process. So the damage was done. Chag just needed to find a finisher.
Figuring at the beginning of the set that the minimum was the answer, but after almost getting reverse 3-0'd, had the presence of mind to switch to Palutena in that game 5, and that mental switch that you have to make, that character switch up, gameplay style switch up that you have to make when going into a game 5 already against another character is very, very strange. So good stuff from Chag to make that mental switch and catching Aang off guard with Palutena.
Yep, it's all about the mix-up when you